Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Emperor card. Are you ready to command your space like never before? This might be a time where a lot of you are maybe getting new jobs. This could be a time where you are interacting with bosses and employers in some way, shape or form. In some way, your work, your career or your profession are going to be very prominent this week. I will also say, because this card has a lot of links to education, a lot of you might be looking at where the shortfalls or the gaps in your knowledge are, and you might be looking to brush up on those skills so that you can bring something to the table or to the fore. For a lot of you, this might be a week where you are negotiating really hard when it comes to contracts for work, when it comes to business ideas. This could also be a time where you are really having to, like I said, like with this energy, I very often see this as like needing to pull rank or find your own authority in some way, shape or form. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your actions and options this week, for the week ahead, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, right? I said literally this is about your work, your profession, your professional life. For those of you that are working or studying or in some form of those kinds of things at the moment, this is going to be what's really important to you this week. This is what's to the fore. What I will say as well, because it's the Eight of Pentacles, for some of you, this is literally looking into or digging into what skills you need to brush up or enhance at this moment in time. I actually really like this for a lot of you, because for me, it does kind of suggest that there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of change, but literally within the career sector. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Cups. So this with the Emperor card, look, sometimes negotiations break down. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't have them. It doesn't mean that you don't try to ask for what you want or haggle for what you want or go after what you want. It just, you know, the Five of Cups is a card of loss, sometimes a card of overindulgence. Whatever you are, like when it comes to the work and the career this week, negotiate hard, show up where you can. This Five of Cups, I actually feel like, let's say you ask your boss for a pay rise, or you ask your tutor for a better grade. This week, it's going to become really obvious to you where the shortfall is, where it is that you either don't know enough, where you haven't got enough knowledge, and this isn't to say that you are falling short of stuff. It's just to say that maybe there is a knowledge gap here. There's something that you either don't know or don't have. Maybe you've never needed it before. And so that is not a weakness, but it's not a vulnerability, but you know what I mean? It's like there's a gap in your knowledge that is exposed this week. And one thing I know about Scorpios, they hate not knowing. So don't fret, don't, be too hard on yourself. Now, for a select few of you, I'm really sorry to say this, it could potentially be that we hear of a death or an ending. So it could be the death of an elderly man in your life. So this could be a father, a grandfather, somebody that tends to be older in years. Now, what I find really interesting is that this week, a lot of the signs have followed each other in their keys to the week. And there have been certain cards that have come up consistently this week, and you'll see this, because the Emperor was one of them, the Hierophant was one of them, and those two cards both represent society, the structures that we live in. And I wonder, like, there's something about this week. Last week we had the whole, your empathy is your protection thing. If you didn't see the weekly general, check it out. This week, I kind of get the feeling that on the wider world stage, there's going to be a really big, quick shift that nobody expects. And, we haven't even hit eclipse season yet. Yes, we are on the run up to it. That first one's going to be in your sign, which I actually think is going to be the nicer of the two that we have coming up. But yeah, really interesting. So for those, and like I say, for all of you, this could be where you're hearing of an ending or a completion with an older male. Now, I've got some ideas on what this could be, but I'm staying stum. For those of you that are, come on brain, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could literally be, maybe you decide, you know what, I'm pulling out of school. This is not for me. This could be where you're withdrawing your application. For some of you, you could be choosing, actually, you know what, this is not the course for me, or maybe this isn't even the university for me. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, look, solid energies here for ending or terminating some form of employment. For a lot of you, I kind of feel like this will be consciously led. For a select few of you, it might be that your, employment is terminated. But there's something here where it's like, you know what, if I'm not going to get what I want or what I need from this place, I'll go elsewhere. So the career is very prominent this week. There's a lot going on in that work sector. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or people that work for themselves, this could literally be where you are letting go of an employee. It might even, like if you're a sort of one-man band, this might be a time where you're actually letting go of a client. This has been a theme, I think, for you guys for a while now. When it comes to your those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, for a lot of you, this might be a time where you decide to pick up an old vocation of some kind. It could also be that maybe you're looking at life at the minute and saying, actually, I don't have any, not oomph, but it's like I don't have any purpose at this minute in time. For your love and relations, you've got the Hermit card. So for a select few of you this week, you could be spending time alone. So maybe the significant other is traveling. Maybe you're traveling. It could be that maybe you're just both so busy that you're only seeing each other in passing. You've got this with the Eight of Pentacles. So there is work to be done on the relationship for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments. For those of you that are single, look, I got to be honest with you. I kind of get the feeling that this week, if you're meeting someone, you're bonding potentially through your trauma. It's not, it's not the one, all right? Like, yes, sometimes we date people that have had similar experiences to us, but bonding over some of the more sort of ugly or heavier stuff in your life, I'm not entirely sure relationships should be built on that stuff. And yes, there's that word should, you know me, I very rarely use it, but in this regard, I have to. When it comes to your money and materials, that's the good space, right? When it comes to your finances, you'll be glad to know, are in a good position. If you're applying for loans or bursaries or anything like that, you could get them. For a select few of you, this could also be news of an inheritance. Again, I hope I'm wrong on that front. It's interesting as well, because I said if you're hearing about a death in the family or the wider social circle, it'll be an older person, likely to be an older male. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your health and vitality is actually very good. The Ace of Cups is great for health because it suggests that you're just feeling buoyant in some way. And then for those of you that are, and when it comes to your home and environment, this could literally be the initiation of something new within the home. So for some of you, this could be a pregnancy, very possible. For some of you, this could be maybe you're initiating the process of buying a new home or moving to a new home. Either which way, there is some fresh start in the house and the home that actually makes you really happy or supports your well-being. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week, or as best as you possibly can. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.